amazing. This is what a vacation looks like. There is a feeling in this city quite like nowhere else I've been before. Istanbul is a unique experience. For instance, the Bosphorus, with the city on either side, creating a bridge between Europe and Asia, west and east, and all around ancient versus modern, with minarets on mosques symbolizing the relationship between secular and sacred. These are issues I must explore. I begin on the European side because it's most familiar to tourists. Millions of people come here to reflect on Istanbul's history. Over thousands of years, empires rose and fell. Migrant cultures from Eastern Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East have all mixed here. I can't fail to marvel at what was created. I've never visited the Istanbul Archaeological Museum. It is the venue requested by Azra Kohen for our meeting. Azra is a psychologist turned writer who has sold millions of books. A psychologist should be perfect to help me unravel Istanbul's character. Freud to the front. If Istanbul were a patient on your sofa,
Yeah,
what would you have discovered about Istanbul as a client?
it's always pregnant. Yeah, this was I would tell her like, okay, you're always pregnant. Too much hormone, too much sex, too much going on here. Yeah, it's like biological, psychological, and sociological thing going on.
That's the city.
Yeah.
Giving birth to what?
There is like a tornado going on here, like cultural tornado going on here, I think. And yeah, being in the middle of two continents, I think this is a necessity, like for the combining all the cultures and all the people's needs.
But does it give it an identity of its own? Or does it end up as a confusion?
No. It has an own identity. In my first book, I wrote a sentence about the city. And I was explaining how I feel about it. Would you like to read it?
Go on.
I want you to read it with your voice.
The whole thing?
Yeah, it will be so short. It's like tiny. Trust me, go for it.
As she headed homewards through familiar territory, she saw the city she loved and knew. The city where everyone found the strength to be themselves, or the city that gave people the strength to be themselves. This was a city where models stepping out of a fancy restaurant in $800 high-heeled shoes flattered the valets so they could get their cars sooner. A city where power balances shifted suddenly, yet something always remained unchanged. That is, everyone was equal in their shortcomings. This city was like a womb that nourished everything and allowed it to be reborn, gave villagers the courage to become artists, virgin to become women, gays to become transsexuals, the starving to get rich, to live with their essence without hiding, though it allowed them to hide from themselves if they wanted. Is that Istanbul?
Yes. This is her.
Not a hip.
Of course not.
Do you like it?
I like it here, but sometimes I find it so exhausting, sometimes. And this is why I need to go see other places on Earth. and but there is an energy here, and it's like a little bit boiling time to time, and it helps my creativity, I think.
I'm left trying to understand what makes the city tick.
You could be a so judgmental person. You could be so sure of yourself, your thoughts, your ideology. But when you come to Istanbul, you're not going to be sure of anything. When you start living here, you're not going to be sure of anything. You will realize that life is not about being sure. Life is about respect the experience and try to understanding.
Azra's pregnant, hormonal Istanbul has ensured I'll never view this city in quite the same way ever again. And it's with those thoughts in mind I say